Think about the last thing you bought. Doesn't matter what it was, your morning coffee, your new phone, maybe a car. You handed over some money, got your thing, and moved right with your day. Simple, right? Except it wasn't simple at all. That single transaction, the one that felt like it took 3 seconds, actually triggered this massive invisible machine. A machine made of people you'll never meet, code you'll never see, factories on the other side of the world, trucks, cargo ships, custom forms, and thousands of tiny decisions happening in the background. There's no CEO of this machine. No control room where someone's pulling the levers. And yet it runs constantly, connecting billions of people across the planet who will never know each other's names. Welcome to the hidden economy of everything. The real engine behind every transaction, every product, every time you click on add to cart. When you pick up your coffee in the morning, it feels instant. You pay a few bucks, you get your drink, done. But that cup, it's actually the final act of this incredibly complex global performance. Those beans were grown in Colombia, roasted in Italy, packaged in Germany, shipped across an ocean on a container vessel that's the size of 3 football fields, tracked by software in real time, financed by international banks, insured by algorithms that calculated risks while you were sleeping. What looks like a simple product is actually the result of a global negotiation that happened completely behind your back. Economists have a term for this, the supply chain. But honestly, the term doesn't even come to capturing what really is happening, because it's not a chain. Chains are linear, predictable, easy to follow. This is a web, a constantly shifting, adapted network where every single node depends on hundreds of others, and they're all reacting to each other in real time. You know how the internet runs code? Lines of software making billions of decisions every second? The physical world runs on something similar, except instead of code, it runs on coordination. And coordination, that's expensive. A single container ship can carry 20,000 tons of cargo. That's an insane amount of stuff, but here's the thing. The real value is in what's inside those containers. It's in the system that's keeping everything moving. Think about it. Digital tracking system monitoring every box, custom clearance happening at ports you never heard of, supplier bids being compared, route optimizations being calculated, insurance claims being processed. There's this entire layer of orchestration happening constantly, quietly, all over the world. Every time you buy something, you're paying for that invisible choreography. And it adds up. A World Bank report from 2023 estimated that inefficiencies in global trade logistics, things like delayed shipments, mismatched data, time lost in coordination, cost businesses over $1.6 trillion every single year. That's the tax we all pay living in a connected world. For decades, this whole system was held together by people. Buyers making phone calls, brokers negotiating deals over lunch, middlemen comparing quotes on paper, people manually tracking shipments, solving problems as they came up. It worked until it didn't. Because at some point, global commerce started moving faster than humans could possibly keep up with. So we did what we always do. We bought machines to help. Algorithms, procurement systems, automated bidding bots, AI that decides which supplier gets the contract, which route the shipment takes, what price you see when you shop online. These systems don't look like the old middleman in suits shaking hands over coffee, but that's exactly what they are. The middleman didn't disappear. It just turned into software. And honestly, most of us have no idea it's even there. Here's where it gets kind of scary. The more connected this system became, the more fragile it got. One delayed shipment leaving Shenzhen can create ripple effects across 5 continents. A pricing glitch in some algorithm can cause a global shortage overnight. Not because there's an actual shortage, but because the coordination broke down. The 2020 pandemic showed us this in brutal detail. Empty shelves, factories sitting silent, ports completely clogged with containers that couldn't move because someone somewhere in the the chain couldn't do their part. We learned something uncomfortable. The world doesn't stop because things fail. It stops because of miscommunication. Because the hidden economy is really just one massive, never-ending conversation happening between millions of systems and people. And when that conversation breaks down, even for a moment, everything does. Commerce to orchestration. But something interesting is starting to happen. For the first time in history, we have technology that can actually listen to that conversation and respond in real time. AI systems that don't just track and report what's happening, they predict, they coordinate, and they adapt. Imagine a world where your coffee supplier, your logistics partner, your distributor, and your finance system all talks to each other automatically, where machines negotiate delivery timelines based on real-time port congestions, where they predict bottlenecks before they happen, where they optimize entire trade flows without waiting for a human to notice that something's wrong and send an email about it. That's not some distant future. That's where we're heading right now. We're moving from commerce, the act of moving goods around, to orchestration, a global economy that doesn't just move things. It thinks about how to move them better. This is actually what we've been working on at ProQube. We're building technology that touches one of the most complex, tangled pieces of this hidden web: how companies actually buy things. Our AI agents handle the coordination work, reaching out to suppliers, negotiating quotes, managing all those moving parts that usually requires dozens of emails and phone calls. Because in a world this interconnected, efficiency isn't really about doing things faster. It's about getting everything to work together, like a conductor making sure the entire orchestration is playing the same song. The hidden economy of everything isn't new. It's been running in the background for centuries. Merchants trading silk on ancient routes, ships crossing oceans with spices and tea, telegraphed wires connecting markets. What's new is that it's fully becoming visible. For the first time, we can actually see the entire system, not just our little piece of it, but the whole interconnected web. And more importantly, we're starting to build systems that can understand how it works. Maybe we're at the beginning of something remarkable, where we stop seeing the world as separate factories, separate ships, separate transactions, and start seeing it as one single intelligent network. An economy that doesn't just react to what's happening, one that orchestrates itself. Because behind every cup of coffee you drink, every car you drive, every random thing you click on at 2 a.m., there's an entire world at work. A world most of us never see, but it's there. Always moving, always coordinating, always connecting us to people and places we'll never know. And that's kind of beautiful when you think about it.